Sometimes you need just the right feet to go on a project, or at least something close to the imagined. Only one choice, have to make them. But even with the perfect look, when you reach out to push that button or turn that knob and it slides away from you, it's time to impart some friction. Now the acrylic feet I want only need to be about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, but I have some scrap 1-inch acrylic rod, so they're going to be 1 inch in diameter. And I'm going for 3/4 of an inch in height, and these feet will glue in place, acrylic to acrylic. I'm going to cut 4 pieces of the 1-inch acrylic rod, each a bit over 3/4 of an inch long. Now I don't want to have to sand and polish these after I'm done, so I'm going to try and protect them with some masking tape. I'm not tightening the chuck that hard either. These are high-speed steel cutters, and I've sharpened them some before starting on the acrylic. I want as smooth a finish as I can get, so I'm using ice to keep the plastic and the bit cool. Also, the water from the melted ice seems to be a pretty good cutting fluid for the acrylic. I want to do away with the saw marks here and have a smooth, flat surface. This will be the glue surface, and if it's smooth enough, once glued, it will be invisible. That feels good. And I will chamfer the very sharp edge a tiny amount. Now I will make the foot the final length. I want about 0.75 inches with the O-ring mounted, so I'm going to shoot for about 0.73 inches for the acrylic length. That's close enough. Now to cut the land that the O-ring will rest on. Here I want to cut across 0.12 inches of acrylic. The O-rings I'm using have a cross-section diameter of 0.14 inches. Again, I want the area the O-ring will set on to be as smooth as possible, so going slow and keeping the bit and acrylic cool. Going for a diameter here of about 0.53 inches. These 206 O-rings have an inside diameter of 0.484 inches. 0.533 inches. That will work fine. So I move in a little and take a section down to 0.5 inches. This can really melt the acrylic here, so have to watch carefully and keep it cool. I bring the 0.5 inch diameter part out as far as I can, while leaving at least a little flat section on the 0.53 inch diameter part. Don't want any sharp or fragile edges on the part that is holding the O-ring. I will reduce the diameter of a small section to around 0.48 inches. Very good fit. I'm happy with that. Chamfer this corner pretty good. Make sure I haven't scraped it up. Then on to the next one. Parts complete. O-rings snap nicely in place. Don't have to worry about them falling off. Good looking set of feet, I must say. And the O-rings seem to grip almost any surface. Sometimes that brushed aluminum look is what's needed. So I cut 4 pieces from a 3/4 inch diameter aluminum rod, each piece being a bit over 1/2 inch in length. Then taking the length down to about 0.48 inches. That will work. These feet will be mounted with an 832 flathead screw, so we'll drill a clearance hole with the number 17 drill bit. Using the number 206 O-rings here, so we'll cut across 0.12 inches down to a diameter of 0.53 inches. Then on the inside, we'll take it down to 0.5 inches. We'll bring the 0.5 inch diameter section out as far as I can, while still leaving a tiny flat section on the 0.53 inch diameter part. I do leave a little thicker 0.53 inch diameter section on plastic feet. On a small part of the 0.5 inch diameter section, I will reduce the diameter to about 0.48 inches, an area that is just to the inside of the center line of the O-ring. Wipe the oil off. That's a good solid fit. Do have to countersink for the head of the screw. That will work. Only thing left is to give it that brushed finish. Do a little 400 grit till I get out the scrape marks. Then a little 800 and finish with some 1200. Clean them up. Not bad. All my pieces ready. O-ring is a good tight fit. Won't be falling off. Makes 4 solid little feet. I'm very happy with these. They'll work great. After quite a few sets of feet, I kind of have a starting point I use now. I would always like to have the O-ring supported by 85% of its cross-section. Like here, 85% of the cross-section of this O-ring is 0.119 inches. In the previous feet, I notched the feet back 0.12 inches, so I'm at a little over 85% on those. For the depth of cut, I take the nominal O-ring ID plus a minimum of this value here. On the previous feet, I added half again to this value, making it 0.03 inches. Added to the nominal ID of 0.5 inches, and then cut the 0.12 inches down to 0.53 inches in diameter. Then I take this inside section down to the nominal ID, out as far as I can, making sure to leave a tiny flat section of the larger diameter. Then in this area here, I will reduce the diameter to that of the actual O-ring ID. Is this the best way to do this? I doubt it, but it has worked pretty well for me. I did make some very small feet that used an O-ring with a cross-sectional diameter of 0.07 inches. I ended up only getting about 78% support. The O-rings stayed on, but I did end up cheating and putting a bit of super glue on them just in case. Ah, success. Now I can push my buttons all I want, and they will stay right where I put them. The feet work great, and they look nice too. Thank you for watching.